Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Israel that I want to share with you. We have reports that Israel believes that Hezbollah may attack very soon in the coming days. Now, I know we've been hearing this a lot and nothing has happened. We know that Iran was saying they were going to attack in the coming days. They never attacked. I've actually heard some information coming out from Iran that they want it to be a completely surprise attack, and they also said recently that it could be a delay for a very long time before they launch their response, and they could do it in different ways. It may not just be a straight attack with rockets and missiles, drones, things like that. It could be done in a different manner. So we know Hezbollah, though, could potentially launch an attack themselves. We know that Hezbollah has the capabilities to do this. They've got hundreds of thousands of potential rockets they could be using to target Israel. And we have heard some reports saying that Hezbollah could carry out this attack by themselves, that they may not even use Iran to do this. And honestly, this would make the most sense. I don't think Iran will get involved at this time because they're risking a major retaliation response from Israel and also potentially even the United States, considering how much military assets are stationed right now in the Middle East to prepare for a retaliation attack on Iran if they decided to carry this strike out on Israel. So we've got some other big news as well. U.S. General Charles Brown heading to the Middle East. That's him right there in the middle of the photo for you. He has made an unannounced visit to the Middle East, and this is very dangerous as well. Okay, if a top general as well is going to the Middle East, this also shows that things could definitely spiral out of control at some point. We're seeing lots and lots of unannounced visits. We had Antony Blinken just there recently, Amos Hochstein, the U.S. envoy, heading over there, and it's just week after week after week we're hearing of more U.S. military government officials, generals of the militaries in the United States heading over there as well. And this could also be to delay an attack from Iran, that if they're there, maybe they wouldn't want to carry out this strike when there's clearly like a U.S. general there. And this could be done at the same time for that reason, to help protect Israel in the meantime while they're carrying out negotiations with Hamas. So I want to talk about several things here today. Let's talk about this first with Israel. So on the Times of Israel, this was reported today. Israel said to believe Hezbollah will respond over Shakur's killing in the coming days. So Fuad Shakur was that top Hezbollah commander that was taken out just a few weeks ago. And he was taken out in an airstrike inside of Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. And this was in response to the Majd al-Sham soccer field attack. There was a rocket that landed on a soccer field. I did a whole report on that, and unfortunately killed I think 12 or 15 children that were just simply there playing soccer. And supposedly this was Hezbollah that did this. And the Hezbollah commander, Fuad Shakur, that was taken out, was apparently responsible for that attack on Majd al-Sham. So that's why Israel eliminated him, and now Hezbollah wants revenge. So it says here, Israel believes Hezbollah is expected to respond to the recent assassination of top military commander Fuad Shakur's assassination in the coming days, according to Channel 12 News. The network, which doesn't cite a source, says Israeli officials assess the Lebanese terror group will attack regardless of the status of the hostage ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. So they believe that Hezbollah may attack anyway, even though these ceasefire talks with Hamas has not been completed yet. We know that some basic updates coming out from the ceasefire talks that, again, Israel and Hamas are still not really agreeing on anything, but I did hear recently that Israel was thinking about pulling some troops away from the Philadelphia corridor, which is on the southern side of the Gaza Strip, which would basically allow Israel to take control of the southern side of Gaza, which is where a lot of the weapons have been coming into the Gaza Strip, which in return, these are the weapons that get fired onto Israel. So that's why Benjamin Netanyahu does not want to let go of the Philadelphia corridor, and Hamas wants them to basically leave the Gaza Strip. They want IDF completely out, and they also don't want Israel to take control of the Philadelphia corridor, okay? So that way Hamas can remain. So that's kind of where they're deadlocked right now, okay? They really don't want to agree on anything, and we've been seeing that for a very, very long time. So I've got another report here as well on the Times of Israel that I want to show you. It says IDF spokesman, this is Daniel Hagari in the photo, says Israel facing significant weak military ready for any scenario. Okay, so a significant week coming up I would think some of these significant things that are going to be approaching this week is going to be some sort of decision on a ceasefire. Is Iran going to attack? If these ceasefire negotiations fall through, that's a possibility. And then the same thing with Hezbollah. Is Hezbollah going to attack? And then now that we know that Israel believes that an attack could be coming from Hezbollah very soon, that could be what they're talking about when it comes to a significant week. And then we've also got developments coming out from Gaza that at some point the Israelis are going to wind down their fighting here in the Gaza Strip. So that could be some big news too. So IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari says Israel is ahead of a significant week. We are ahead of a significant week amid the ongoing negotiations in Cairo. The fighting in Gaza and on the northern border, our readiness is very high in attack and defense, he says in an evening press conference. Hagari calls on the public to continue to be alert. He adds that the military will update on any development immediately. Okay, so we're waiting for something big to happen here at some point. And I know it's been relatively quiet over here in the Middle East and especially in Israel. That's why I haven't really been covering any updates coming out from Israel, because there's really nothing going on aside from these ceasefire talks. And, when it comes to the ceasefire talks, we're just really waiting on a decision is really what we're waiting on is more for just, is Israel and Hamas going to come to an agreement or are they not? Instead of hearing, they're being stalled out, they're going to come back next week and talk again. So that's all we've really been hearing coming out from Israel lately, which is why I haven't been covering it. But now we're starting to hear of more threats of this attack coming again. So I want to cover this just in case we do see a major attack coming very soon. So I've got a couple things as well on X to go over. We'll talk about Charles Brown and his visit to the Middle East. So this is from Iran International English. It says, Chairman of the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff General Charles Brown began an unannounced visit to the Middle East on Saturday to discuss ways to avoid any new escalation in tensions. His trip comes as the region braces for a threatened Iranian attack against Israel. Brown started his trip in Jordan and will also travel to Egypt and Israel in the coming days. His visit coincides with U.S. efforts to secure a Gaza ceasefire for hostages deal between Israel and Hamas, which Brown believes could help bring down the temperature if achieved. At the same time, as I talk to my counterparts, what are the things we can do to deter any type of broader escalation and ensure we're taking all the appropriate steps to avoid a broader conflict, Brown told Reuters before landing in Jordan. Okay, so he's going to visit Jordan. I think he's also going to go to Israel soon. So it says right here, top U.S. general starts unannounced visit to Mideast aimed at de-escalating tensions. So at the same time, we're seeing lots and lots of big players coming out from the United States heading to the Middle East right now, especially in Israel, to try to help de-escalate tensions. But I believe at the same time, the reason why the U.S. is putting these people over here is also so that way it deters Iran or anything like that from striking Israel. Because if we have, major important people that are involved, like in Israel, for example, like U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, if he's over there, then obviously if they were to launch a major attack, then this could be an attack, appears as if it's an attack on the United States, considering that a major, government official or general like we have here is in Israel or in Jordan nearby. And, obviously that could be a big problem if Iran were to launch their attack at that time. So I think it's also to delay any kind of an attack from Hezbollah or Israel or Iran, excuse me. So obviously big news with these unannounced visits of top officials from the U.S. So also from OSINT Defender, the U.S. Navy alone now has enough assets in the Middle East to militarily defeat almost any country in the world. And that's just what's been announced and can be seen on the surface. So this came out 2 days ago actually on X, but I wanted to share with you guys this photo that's coming. I mean, look at the amount of military, U.S. military warships that are stationed in the Middle East right now. I mean, we know the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group just showed up probably about 3 days ago. So we got the USS McCain, USS Daniel, I don't know how to pronounce this, Inouye. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm probably butchering that. USS Michael Murphy, USS Russell, Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group over here next to Iran. We've also got to the USS Cole, USS Berkeley, USS Roosevelt, USS Georgia, which is a nuclear sub. And then the Mediterranean Sea over here as well. We got the USS Arleigh Burke, WASP amphibious ready groups. So, I mean, there is just so much U.S. naval assets over here in the Middle East, and I have to agree with those in Defender. Definitely enough to destroy and defeat any country with this amount of weaponry. Okay, we're talking probably hundreds or thousands of Tomahawk missiles and lots of crazy weaponry that they could be deploying to wipe out any nation, really. So this is very, very big. I mean, I know we haven't seen any kind of an attack take place yet, but think about this. All these U.S. assets have been sitting out here in the Middle East for over a week now. Some of them even longer. Some of them 2 or 3 weeks or more have been stationed out here and have not left. Okay, so this shows that there's still obviously a major threat potential here from Iran, from Hezbollah, from the Houthis, that they could all carry out this large-scale attack on Israel, and they want to make sure they keep these assets over here in case a major war breaks out. So also, finally, just want to show you this that came out a few days ago from the USS Abraham Lincoln from CENTCOM, or U.S. Central Command. It says USS Abraham Lincoln, the CVN-72, equipped with F-35C and FA-18 Block 3 fighters, entered the U.S. Central Command U.S. CENTCOM area of responsibility. The USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72, the flagship of Carrier Strike Group 3, is accompanied by Destroyer Squadron DESRON or DESRON 21 and Carrier Air Wing CVW-9. So they just released a video. I just wanted to share this with you guys in case you haven't seen it. It's 22 seconds long. Take a look. All right, so definitely the United States is prepared for anything, and we all know that something big could be coming at some point. Hopefully this thing does not turn into a major war in the Middle East, but the U.S. is prepared for that. I mean, look at the amount of assets that are being moved over here, and I understand that it's been very quiet recently. We haven't heard anything, and it's almost looking as if Iran is not going to carry out this strike, as they stated they were going to severely destroy and punish Israel, and we've been waiting for this to happen for a very long time. But still, we don't know if and when this is coming. But apparently Israel said that in the coming days, they could definitely see a major attack coming from Hezbollah. And I will say I've seen lots and lots of reports, although I haven't covered it as much recently. Just over the last week, Israel's been under attack by Hezbollah rockets, sometimes upward of 100 or more every single day for the last week. So definitely Hezbollah is picking up their attacks on Israel. We're having fires all over the place, on the northern side of their country. We're having homes destroyed, people being hit by some of these projectiles. So it's definitely still very tense over here, although we're not covering it too much right now. But I just wanted to do an update video and let you know what's going on over here, just in case we see major escalation coming up here very soon. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.